Hello, my name is Sophia and I'm here to talk to you about regret and failure. And you might be wondering, but this TEDx is about empowerment. Why are you talking about regret and failure? Just bear with me for a moment. I promise it'll make sense towards the end, and I'll make sure you'll get what you want. So, I'd like to start off by asking a question. By a show of hands, how many of you regret something in your life? Or regret not doing something in your life? From what I can tell, probably a lot of us have that. And I can proudly put both my hands up because I can write a list of things as long as the speech is. So it can be somewhat reasonable that a study found that 90% of adults have big regrets in their life. This can include not staying in touch with people, not having self-confidence, not being the person you want to be, and not standing up for yourself. I'm sure everyone has had their fair shares of giving up or not trying something, so you probably know what feeling regret gives. Looking back on the things I regret, a heart-wrenching feeling comes up. It clouds my mind. I'm unable to think about anything else until I decide to open up YouTube and watch dashcam footage of bad drivers driving. But regret can have an impact on your health. From increased anxiety to chronic stress to unhappiness, it can affect your mental health greatly. And unfortunately, they kind of stick with us forever. Unless you have automatic brain wipe capabilities, you're not forgetting them anytime soon. They'll randomly pop up during a shower, before you go to bed, in the middle of a meal, in the middle of a really important test that you totally studied for. It's a constant bringer of negative emotions when it is allowed to be, and it can affect your physical health, from your hormonal system to your immune system. And one of the ways people self-regulate these feelings of regret is by thinking of how things could be worse, or relating to a majority. For example, I didn't get this opportunity, but they didn't get this opportunity either. Or I didn't get the opportunity, but at least I got to try for the opportunity. This kind of self-regulation works for a certain degree until it loses its effectiveness, though. So if regret is something that haunts us now and will continue to haunt us in the future, why do we make these bad decisions? And this leads to my second point, failure. Failure, by definition, means lack of success. To fail something can be understood in a tangible sense. You can get an F on a math test or not pass a driving test. This is a definitive definition of failure. But the type of failure I want to focus on is what our sense of success means. Most of the time, success means to achieve the great, the best. We've reached our goals and we're soaring high in the sky. Failure, on the other hand, gives us a sense of nervousness, judgment from ourselves and others. We're at rock bottom and we're scared in general. The possibility of failure and these unwanted feelings make us back out of a lot of things. So, follow my logic for a bit. I'm standing in an imaginary circle. It's a circle that everyone here has. And for me, this circle is about 3 feet ahead of me. And it's in this protective bubble where I feel the most confident. I'm by myself, I can watch YouTube videos, I don't have to worry about school or extracurriculars. I can stay in my pajamas all day and sleep for 18 hours straight with no one judging me. This represents my comfort zone. I'm familiar with the things around me and I feel safe here. Now, outside of this 3-foot circle is where I don't feel comfortable at all. I'd have to muster up the courage to talk to people, make friends, ask questions in class because it takes me 5 minutes to raise my hand up a single inch. I'm not the most comfortable here, nor do I want to be here constantly, but it's this place where I get to experience something new. This is the courage zone. Now, risk versus reward kicks in at the border of these two zones. Do the pros really outweigh the cons? Is it really worth it to try? If I stayed in my comfort zone all the time, I'd be a living couch potato watching people play horror games because I'm too scared to play them myself. I consider any talking beyond my immediate family to not be worth it at all. I'm lazy and extra strained to do work or think of what to say won't always equal my ideal outcome. I can fail at any time outside of my comfort zone. But I'm here, out in my courage zone, facing the horrendous action of public speaking. It probably isn't the most obvious, it probably might be, but public speaking terrifies me. Me and 77% of the population. I internally don't want to be here. I don't think I'm speaking clear words sometimes. My brain is completely jumbled. I'm shaking on the inside. I can trip over my words and stutter at any time. I could completely just give up and walk off this stage. But that would be me giving into my fears, giving into accepting failure rather than the chance of success. And it's in ignoring these fears and possibilities of failure that can lift you higher than you've ever been before. Overcoming the downsides of trying something new with the upsides of learning something new. There would be so many things that wouldn't exist in this world if people gave into the negatives of their actions. People like Susan B. Anthony, Rosa Parks, Abraham Lincoln wouldn't have made the impact they did on society if they stayed back, keeping their thoughts to themselves. Trying to prove science theories and going against the norms of society takes a huge amount of guts from people like Galileo or Duchamp. They probably would have regretted not making an attempt for change. I personally would regret passing up this opportunity. As a resident introvert and a new kid at this school, trying for this was absolutely horrifying. But it's this opportunity that allows me to get my thoughts out into the world. And it's definitely worth the hours and days of nervousness I felt to be here. Even if I didn't make it past the first round of auditions, I would have learned something new. I would have learned to practice more, prepare my speech, actually think of clear thoughts before attempting to showcase an idea. Regret and failure is a part of our lives, but they shouldn't be the ones controlling us. You make the decisions in your life, not your fears. And the decision to go out and try something new or try something you're not used to can open up a world of opportunities for you. The possibility of succeeding may be small, but it isn't zero like when you didn't try. So, the next time you have the opportunity to talk to someone, run for a position, or even try something you have the slightest interest in, I'd suggest you take it. Every step that doesn't work is just another path that just doesn't work, and you can always find a new one. Don't live like every choice will lead to failure. Don't live regretting the things that you didn't do. Just trying can be enough to get up and running towards your dreams and goals. So be the person you want to be. Live the life that is yours and only yours. And as the Nike slogan goes, just do it! Thank you.